So we try to keep things positive in our channel, but sometimes shit happens. I think I have COVID. Recently, one of my employees tested positive for COVID, and I had just been with him the day before, the entire day or part of the day, working together at our paint center. Luckily, he works in a separate building, so he didn't really expose anybody else, but I think I have COVID. So I'm gonna get tested tomorrow. And
you guys just work in very close proximities.
Yeah.
You just finished working with him. You were next to him.
Yeah.
For a couple
Yeah,
of
we
hours.
were using the same computer. We were prepping some orders, some paint orders for delivery. So I was definitely exposed. I was using the computer, I was touching things, the counter, all of that. So,
which it's bound to happen. We've been quarantined for 10
year.
months almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dennis is an essential worker, so he has a hardware store that never closed. And, you know, he's come into contact with hundreds and hundreds of people.
It's been rough, and like at some point I'm like, I have to catch it at some point because I'm so exposed to it, even though I wear my KN95 mask. Like I'm about to double up because I don't know what's enough or what's safe anymore, especially with the new strains that are coming out that are spreading like wildfire. So
yeah, it's just bound to happen, and I'm proud of you that it's been so long that you haven't gotten it. You know, it just sucks because we have been in quarantine. We haven't gone out to a restaurant.
yeah, we don't do anything.
We haven't gone to a party.
I go to work and home, and we don't go anywhere, like except for a park.
a lot of parks.
Yeah, that one vacation we took where we drove all the way.
We haven't seen anybody. We
Yeah.
haven't, you know, nobody comes inside our house.
We're socially secluded. I know, it's not easy. Like the other day I spotted a friend from a distance and I'm like, hey! I wanted to like do a virtual hug because we just don't see anybody. And the people that we do see is through a glass. It's not the same. There's no socializing anymore.
So let's hope that all of that effort does not equate to you having COVID, because if
Yeah.
you have COVID, then I have COVID, and then the boys probably have COVID. So
Yeah, so let's hope that these tests come back negative.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
He's gonna go tomorrow morning, and he's going to
I was
take-
just exposed, so I'm gonna go tomorrow and then I'm gonna wait a few days and take it again just in case to see what happens. I'm hoping and praying that it comes back negative.
Yeah, me too.
So here I am in line. I was able to get a quick appointment, but the line is pretty extensive, so it's gonna be a while before I get in. And I'm panicking and I'm very anxious. This is like the closest scare that we've had so far, and I really hope that it turns out for the best, because yesterday I helped feed my babies and I'm always giving them kisses and all that, so they can easily get it if I get it. So hoping and praying I don't have it. Time for the test. Hi, how are you? Sí. Hey. That was a violation. She stuck that deep in my nose. Holy cow. I've done this before, but it didn't feel like that. Ooh. And now we should get the results in about 30 minutes. Well, I'm glad that's over, and hopefully the test result will come back negative and I can just continue on.
Well, the good thing is that Dennis's test came back negative, which is a big sigh of relief, even though he'll take another one just to be on the safe side. And also our grandmothers are well on their way to get the shots as well, or the vaccines. So hopefully everything is, you know, looking up. I am on a walk with the boys, just taking it all in. You know, it hasn't been easy after the 3-month mark because they just demand so much attention. The laundry is piling up, the dishes need to be cleaned, because during the day they demand so much of my attention. So we spend a lot of time walking at the park and just being one with nature. They love being outside.
¿Te gusta estar afuera? ¿Te gusta estar afuera, nene? Sí. Sí, papi. Hey, bebé. Sí.
Okay, so the first coronavirus test I took came back negative. I got that result about an hour after I took the test. It's now 3 days later, and I'm gonna go take it again just to be safe. They say it's always recommended to take it like 2 to 3 days after exposure. And when I took the first test, it had only been 1 day since I was exposed to my employee with the coronavirus positive. So I'm gonna take it again now just to be safe. For the record, I don't have any symptoms. I feel perfectly fine, but there is always a chance of being asymptomatic. So that's why I'm gonna take it again. You know, Daniel and I have been extremely cautious and careful with everything we've done during this pandemic. My mom comes to see the kids and help us with them twice a week. And then when she goes home, she has her mom that lives with both my mom and dad. And my grandma is 92 years old. And the last person I would want to catch this is her, because you don't know what's going to happen to a 92-year-old if they get the coronavirus. My dad is also having a lot of health issues due to an accident he had last year, and a lot of things have developed as a result of that. So he has heart issues now and some other issues that he's dealing with. So he's very weak. His immune system cannot take this. His doctors pretty much told him, like, you cannot get this virus because your body will not be able to handle it. So we've been extremely careful because of that. Daniel's grandmother is also 91 years old, so we don't want her to catch it either. Luckily, she already got the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine, and she's getting another dose, I think the second dose in a couple of weeks. And so we finally made it. It's almost 3 hours later. Keep going. This one was much better. Oof. It wasn't as bad at all. I think that last time she like dug in and it hurt so bad. This one was okay. So it's been about an hour and 15 minutes and I just got my results and I'm negative once again. So I'm free and clear. I'm so grateful that I tested negative. All right guys, so I'm back at Marlins Park to take another test. It's been 6 days since my last test, which was negative as well. But now I'm actually feeling sick. I don't know if it's cold or if it's COVID, so I'm just gonna take all the precautions to make sure that it's not COVID, and if it is, then I'll need to go home and quarantine once the test reveals its results. So I've been having runny nose and headache and back pains and all kinds of body aches. So I just want to make sure that if it is COVID, that I'm home and quarantined and not spreading it to anybody else. And hopefully it's negative, so I should be back soon. I want to get out of this. I actually feel like crap. I think I'm just going to go home anyway and rest. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you. It wasn't too bad. She was pretty gentle, so it didn't really hurt. Hopefully it's a cold and nothing else, and regardless, I'm gonna go home today and just rest because I'm not feeling well. So I just got home from taking the COVID test, and I think 5 minutes before pulling into the driveway, I got the email with the results, and it came back positive for COVID. So I'm so upset. But I called Daniel immediately so that he could leave the house and go get tested, take the kids out of here just in case. You know, I have been around them all, so the chances of me having spread it to them is probably pretty high. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that they're okay and that they don't have it, because I feel like crap, and not only physically but emotionally. I've been always taking such good care of myself. I've been working non-stop. I've always been wearing my mask. I never take it off. I have alcohol all over the place. So it's just like, I don't know how I got it. I really don't know. And it's just frustrating. I just filled up my tub and I put some Epsom salts in there, and I'm gonna soak for a little bit because my whole body is just aching really badly. I'll keep you guys posted on how I'm doing. So we just found out that Dennis has COVID. So I'm on my way to go get tested. I have the boys in the back. See what happens. Daniel Marzoa, Marzoa. Boys are getting a little restless. Okay. That's it. Okay, I got my test results
and it is negative. I just feel like I have it even though that test was negative, because there's no way. Like, Dennis and I sleep in the same bed. We're around each other 24 hours a day, well, when he's home. The fact that it is negative, I should try to keep it that way until the test says something else. In 10 days, it could be positive. This is so stressful. You know, because we've just tried so hard to not get it. We haven't seen anybody. We wear masks anytime we're out in public, which is basically the grocery store. Obviously, he works and he's in contact with people, but he takes, you know, all the precautions possible. He's not feeling well, so obviously I'm worried about him, even though he's healthy, but you just never know, you know? I'm worried about the boys. I'm just worried. This is so stressful. It's been stressful.
So I just finished soaking in the tub. It definitely helps to soak in Epsom salt for like 20-30 minutes. And I got out and I was like freezing, shivering cold. So I'm assuming that I'm having like a fever because I have chills. I ordered some Uber Eats and I ordered some soups from Panera Bread. So I can't wait for that to get here because I'm hungry. And the only thing that my body's craving is soup. Hopefully it'll be here soon. I feel like garbage. The COVID is really what it make it out to be. It's pretty terrible. Even though I'm just beginning with symptoms, I'm hoping that they don't get any worse. I feel fine. I can breathe and all that, so I'm grateful for all of that. I'm just so fearful that I may have spread it to my family, so I feel really, really bad about that.
So, what we do... My God. When it rains, it pours. I'm not having a good day. I'm washing bottles because we don't have anything clean. The boys are hungry. I'm setting up the downstairs room for the boys and I to sleep in. Dennis and I decided for me to stay downstairs and Dennis is gonna stay upstairs. I can't even think that the boy is crying. But I did order pizza and that will be getting here because I just needed some to make me feel better because I'm totally stressed out and I'm basically going to be alone with the boys sleeping here downstairs and the dog. But we'll make it happen. I'm going to have to feed them both at the same time because they're both having a heart attack. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. We got this. Trying to survive here. Come on, baby. Let's eat the food.
So last night I woke up around 4 a.m. feeling really bad and I had the chills. I was freezing, so I put some socks on and I grabbed like 2 blankets and wrapped myself and took some more meds. I really couldn't sleep well, so I took some NyQuil and I did finally fall asleep. Aside from that, you know, it's just been kind of headache and all that today. Right now the headache has gone away, so I'm hoping it stays that way, but I'm also taking a bunch of different meds to kind of keep the symptoms at bay. I set up like a little work area here. I have Danny bringing me stuff, dropping him off at the door, like coffee and things like that. And for now, I'll just be here. I'm doing some work.
Thank you to my mother-in-law for bringing us chicken soup, Cuban sandwiches, and this will make anybody feel better. Croquetas. God bless croquetas.
I just got out of a super hot Epsom salt soak. I started feeling like crazy body pains again, so I was like, I figured that would definitely help me yesterday. So I did another Epsom salt soak. I was a little bit short of breath as well, so I was hoping that just relaxing would help that out. So I feel a little better right now. My mom just delivered some soup and I'm gonna drink that up. I have no sense of taste or smell, so it just feels warm, so it feels good. I know that's hot fluids helped with the coronavirus, so I'm trying to drink and consume as many hot fluids as possible. I've been drinking hot teas with ginger and turmeric and all that stuff, so as soon as I finish, I'm just gonna lay down and get some rest. COVID is kicking my ass. My whole body aches. This is awful. The headache is coming back again. I was having difficulty breathing earlier, but that seems to have gotten better. I was checking my blood oxygen with the Apple Watch and it's at a good level, so I'm okay. So what I want to do is get some rest, but I can't sleep.
So
last night was rough. It was my first night with the boys by myself. I'm not used to having the boys at night by myself, usually during the day, but not at night, and at night is when they're the most tired and cranky. But we got through it. Dennis is upstairs with COVID. We are downstairs. Yes, we are. And I have to say that ever since the boys were born, I always thought I had COVID because the body aches that I have, every muscle hurt, every bone hurts, because it's nonstop with them. Yeah, baby, it's nonstop with you guys. You guys are such a handful. Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You know, it was a lot to process yesterday. The beginning was very upset because, you know, we've just tried so hard. We haven't let anybody inside this house. If we go outside, it's with a mask. We haven't gone to parties, we haven't gone to restaurants. It's just very upsetting. And part of me feels like we failed, you know? Obviously, it was inevitable. Dennis goes to work every single day, and as much care as he takes of himself, you know, it was bound to happen. He would always come home from work, go straight into the shower, but, you know, and I think that depression falls very quickly. You know, I think of my friend that his partner passed away. He had 3 babies, and that's not my life. Even though I am by myself now until either I get COVID symptoms or this quarantine part is over, 10 days, however long it is, you know, I will have my husband, and hopefully, God willing, everything will work out okay. But it's scary, you know, it's scary. You don't know who it's gonna affect more. Yes, he's healthy, but you just never know. That's very scary, especially with 2 babies, which is what we've been trying to avoid this whole entire time. But I will say that the last 6 months has been preparing me for this. As their primary caretaker, I've had a lot of practice with myself with them. So I will get through this, and things will get back to normal. Good news is that my grandmother and his grandmother got the vaccine. My mother got the vaccine. His father got the vaccine. So slowly but surely, our family members are getting the vaccine, and that's one less thing to worry. Hopefully, I don't develop any symptoms, and they don't have it, hopefully. But like, the saga continues, and we'll see what happens. To be continued.